Okay, so we're back po sa second part ng ating Senate session, May 25, 2026, session number 67, commentary po. At ngayon, pakinggan natin una yung kay Senator Mark Coleta na statements.
To make, I'd like to be sure if our colleague Senator Lito Lapid will also stand to second the motion.
Oh, I mentioned that all the members of the minority. I failed to mention Senator Lito Lapid. I am sure that the good senator from Pampanga would like to associate himself with the motion of Senator Subiri. Okay.
Madam President,
Proceed.
I got his word. He is not seconding the motion of my amiable friend, the former Majority Leader, Senator Mig Subiri. Madam President, the motion was premised on...
So i-clarify ko lang. Yung nag-motion kasi sila, diba, na ipa-strike out po yung statements ni Senator Aimee. And then nag-rule si Senator Loren Regarda as the presiding officer na lahat ng minority nag-second ng motion. So yun yung pinaklarify dito ni Senator Marcoleta kung kasama ba talaga si Senator Lapid. Tapos sabi ni Senator Lapid, hindi na niya sinecond yung motion. So in a way, that is showing na hindi siya in support dun sa motion na ipa-strike out as unparliamentary yung statements ni Senator Aimee.
Section 93 of the Senate Rules. May I read this again, Madam President? Acts and language which offend a senator or any public institution shall be deemed unparliamentary. Madam President, I have not heard any word from Senator Aimee Marcos that offended the sensibilities of our counterparts in the minority. I think what is being objected to, Madam President, which is not covered by the rules, are the videos that were presented during or before her speech. Pwede ko bang malaman, Madam President, kung yung pinay-strike out, kasama po yung video na nakita natin na kung saan ay nagsasalita ang ating kasama, Senator Risa Ontiveros. Kasi po sinabi niya, while VP Sara is in power, the threat of a full-blown Duterte comeback is still a very real and present danger. Sa akin po, walang problema yun. Opinion niya yun eh. And we have to respect that opinion. Yan po ba'y pinaalis natin? Gusto ko lang po malaman, isa-isahin natin.
So, yan. Comment lang muna tayo, guys. Again, maganda tong point ni Senator Marcoleta dito because he is reiterating na very important po yung right to free speech natin despite differences sa political position or views po natin. Diba? So, ganon, ang point ni Senator Marcoleta dito, yung statement nga daw po ni Senator Risa ay very anti-Duterte yun na statement. But regardless, nire-respeto po niya. Because we have to remember, the right to free speech po is a constitutionally protected right po yan. Therefore, before yan i-limit, i-strike out, so on and so forth, ay dapat i-consider talaga kung whether or not nasaktan lang ba yung personal feelings. Kasi kung ganun lang kababaw yung reason para i-strike out, ay hindi po dapat i-strike out yun because we have to respect the right to free speech of every individual despite our political differences. Yan po yung value niyan. Kaya hindi po dapat maging balat sibuyas in simple terms yung sinabi ng Supreme Court pag kinikriticize po yung mga government officials. Okay, so tuloy po tayo.
Pangalawa po, nakita ko rin po yung sarili ko. Kasi po, ako'y nainanyayahan sa isang television program, tinanong lang po ako, totoo po bang mayroong connection yung coup? Kasi po, ang tawag coup hindi naman po coup, karaniwang nangyayari po sa buhay ng Senado yun eh. Palitan talaga yan, maraming beses na po yan. Ang sabi ko po, kasi kinukonekta daw nila sa impeachment. Sabi ko, hindi po siguro. Sabi ko, dahil sa ngayon 12 kami. Hindi mo kinakailangan naming mag-coup para lamang i-prostrate natin yung impeachment. Palagay ko po, hindi. Yung po bang opinion ko na yun, tatanggalin? Gusto ko lang pong malaman. Kasi po, meron pa po nga sinabi, Aimee, sinungaling. Meron din po nagsabing gano'n eh. Ang ibig ko po sabihin, Madam President, ngayon po nakita natin the vibrancy of democracy in this chamber. Isa-isa po silang nagsalita lahat. Nabigyan ng pagkakataong ipaliwanag ang kanilang panig. Hindi po ba maganda ngayon na nakita ng taong bayan, nagamit nga lang po yung kanyang presentation. Pero naging daan para mapakinggan ng buong mamamayan. At sila na po ang final arbiter, Madam President. Ako nga po eh. Ako nga po. Kailan lang nag-privilege speech ang isa sa atin dito. Habang nagsasalita siya, pinadaan niya ang isang slide na merong isang papel, na merong takip. At pagkatapos, merong nakasulat, care of Congressman Marcoleta, 500. Isang kapirasong papel na tinakpan. Nung hindi pinatos ng media, kinabukasan, nagpa-interview siya, hindi minsan, 2 beses, para lamang ipangalandakan ang importansya ng papel na may takip. at merong nakasulat, care of Kong Marcoleta, 500. Nagsalita po siya sa media 2 beses at paiimbestiga raw ako sa ombudsman. Dahil po ba sa media nangyari yon at hindi dito? May diferensya po ba? Wala. Walang diferensya yun. Pareho lang yun. Napakasensitibo natin sa ibang banda. Pero hindi natin nakikita ang ginagawa natin. On the other hand. Bakit po hindi nasasagot hanggang ngayon yung tanong ni Senador Risa? Bakit po tayo nagkaganito ngayon, Madam President? Kasi po, napigilan lang akong
So wait lang, comment tayo guys before natin pakinggan yung next point ni Senator Marcoleta. So kung makita po nyo, I was heavily agreeing sa statements ni Senator Marcoleta. And hindi po yan because I'm a quote-unquote DDS lawyer, but because I really believe na kung sundin lang sana yung constitution natin ay it will solve a lot of problems in our society. Kasi karamihan naman po nandun yung mga fundamentals, principles talaga, which is the very foundation nga po ng society natin as a country. So, yung pinaka-point kasi ni Senator Marcoleta doon ay respetuhin lang yung kanya-kanyang opinions, kanya-kanyang statements, despite difference in political views. And we have to remember po kasi yung right to free speech nga is a constitutional provision po yan under the Constitution. Under Section 4 po yan of Article 3 ng Bill of Rights natin. Kaya pag Constitution ang pinapag-usapan, I am very much excited po talaga palagi. Kasi at least nakikita natin na pumupunta or bumabalik po sa foundation ng society natin yung discussion. 'Di ba? At yun nga po, as long as hindi naman siya libelous statement, hindi siya inciting to sedition, hindi po siya dapat basta-basta i-regulate porket nasaktan lang yung mga personal feelings ng senators natin.
nagtanong, ngayon ko na po alam po ba ninyo kung bakit tayo nagkaganito, Madam President? Kasi po matagal ko nang sinasabi, 9 na buwan na po ang nakararaan, ngunit ayaw nating ituloy ang pag-iimbestiga sa flood control scandal. Isang pinakamalaking nakawan sa ating bansa. Parang ninakawan ng isang pamilya sa tanghaling tapat. At ang mga magnanakaw ay hindi nakamaskara. Nakakurbata lahat. Nakabarong Tagalog. Paano hindi masisira ang kumpiyansa ng mamamayan kapag tinalikuran natin ang ganong pananagutan? Ano pong sinabi pa sa akin? Imbes na sagutin nila yung privilege speech ko noon, nasa pamimilit ko na, eto pong tungkulin natin eh. Naging PNP chief kayo. Ako pa humanga sa inyo noon. Hindi ko na ikukwento yung lahat ng ito. Bakit ngayon? Bakit hindi natin gawin lahat yun? Alang-alang sa interes ng bayan. Kaya po tayo sumadsad ngayon dahil yung pananagutan na yun, pinipilit po nating pigilin. Ang dami po nating pinagtatakpan. Tumayo siya, imbes na sagutin niya ang aking sinasabi. Ano po sinabi niya? Kung ano-ano po sinabi, nagpalabas din po siya ng napakaraming video na kinakampihan ko si Diskaya, nag-bla-bla, na ang asawa ko raw ay independent na ganito. Lahat po. Pati yung tayo ko sa Congress noon na sinasansala ko yung mga kasama ko because ngayon ko lang nakita ang Vice President. Nagpipresent siya ng budget for 2025.
Okay, so comment lang tayo guys. Unang-una ngayon ko lang na-realize na 9 months ago na pala yung last hearing nung flood control or ng Blue Ribbon Committee in relation to the flood control. According po to Senator Marcoleta, hindi ko pa naman na-verify talaga. So ako personally, that's one reason kaya hindi ko masyado gusto si Senator Ping Lacson as a chairman of the Blue Ribbon. And that is not because yun nga po, quote-unquote TDS lawyer ako, but because ayaw nila paimbestigahan yung flood control. Yung sa statements po ni Orly Gutesa, 18 Marines, okay, kung sabihin ko na lang po for discussion purposes, mag-agree tayo na may mga issues dun sa statements nila. Pero maganda sana, despite those issues, ay i-clarify dun sa Blue Ribbon Committee para maayos yung mga inconsistencies or issues sa sworn statements nila. Pero ang nangyari kasi never po pinatawag, di ba? Never na nag-hearing. 9 months ago na nga po according to Senator Marcoleta. And then yung second point dito ni Senator Marcoleta is tungkol sa budget deliberations naman ng Office of the Vice President. Kasi porket he is speaking na mukhang pabor kay VP, hindi yun ibig sabihin pabor siya, but he is just giving respect to the Office of the Vice President considering parliamentary practice. So we have to remember during my time in Congress po, nung 17th Congress, si Mayor Lenny Robredo po yung Vice President during our time. And during that time, every time budget hearing po or budget season for the Office of the Vice President, hindi po siya pinipersonal ng mga members ng Congress nun. Despite the fact na she is the opposition standard bearer nun, di ba, against kay President Duterte, kay PRRD. Pero despite their political differences, the HOR during that time still afforded her parliamentary respect. If I'm not mistaken, parang 5 minutes, 10 minutes lang yung mga budget deliberations on sa committee level ng office ni Vice President Lenny Robredo back then. So, As to the next issue, kung tama ba yung ganun na hindi na siniscrutinize yung OVP, ay hindi ko na po yan masasagot kasi at the end of the day, it was approved by majority members of the House of Representatives despite na ganun nga yung nangyari, 5 minutes lang due to following parliamentary practice. So yun lang po yung point dito ni Senator Marcoleta, and I have personal experience din po na pag ganun na Office of the Vice President, hindi na talaga napag-initan in past Congresses. Okay, so anyway po, tuloy tayo sa discussion.
Naglahi siya sa budget 2022 and 2023. Yung mga ganun po. Bakit po ngayon biglang nagbago ang kulay natin? Bakit po ganyan tayo ngayon? Bakit po napakababa? Siguro po, kung may pagkakataon tayo, maring bukas o makalawa, makikita po ninyo yung complete video yung nangyari nung Lunes, May 11, 2026. Kung paano, alas 7 pa lang ng umaga, nandito na yung tropa ng NBI na nakipag-coordinate sa opisina ng OSA. Sapagkat balak pala nilang hulihin ang isang senador. Hindi po ba? Nagkaroon na po ng admission. Tinanong ko pa nga yung ating former SP kung nakita niya yung warrant of arrest. Pinakita ba sa'yo? Sabi naman niya, hindi. Naniwala po ako ron. Ngunit bakit sinabi niya, kung mag-coordinate kayo sa USAA. Alam po ba niyo, Madam President, kung ako po ang Senate President, kaya ako lang naman ginagawang halimbawa ito, Madam President, dahil hindi naman po ako magiging Senate President. Kung ako lang, hindi ko papayagan yon, Madam President. Bakit po? Respeto na lang sa premises ng institusyon na ito. Gawin niyo ang gusto niyong gawin. Huwag dito. Nakikiusap ako, utang na loob. Huwag dito. I will do that. Pero ano po nangyari? And the rest is history. Hinabol po ng hinabol, kamuntik na po nahulog sa hagdanan ng Senator Bato. Ganun po ba ang pagtrato sa isang senador? Sinasagot ko po yung tanong, bakit po tayo nagkaganito? Isipin po ninyo, bakit hindi kayo magsimula doon? Meron po bang isa sa mga minority counterparts natin ngayon, Madam President? Meron po bang isa na sumama sa akin nung ako'y nagsasalita na parang si John De Baptist, ako na lang ang isang nagsasalita. Ituloy natin ang investigasyon. Meron po ba silang lakas ng loob kasamahan ako? Madam President? Wala po. That's why I'm objecting to the motion. Wag po tayong balat sibuyas. Wag po tayong balat sibuyas. Salamat po, Madam President.
Okay, so comment lang. Yung pinaka-main position doon ni Senator Marcoleta is that number one, kaya mababa yung reputation nung Senate currently is not because of the change in leadership but because of the lack nga ng Blue Ribbon hearing. Tapos pangalawa, yung nangyari din, yung nagkabugbugan muna ng USAA, nagkahabulan ng isang senador, si Senator Bato. Yun daw yung, according to Senator Marcoleta, ang reasons which resulted to affecting the integrity and reputation ng Senate. So, yan po. And yung isa pa po pala is yung pagrespeto na lang sa free speech at mga opinions ng other senators despite the political differences nga nila. Okay, so ngayon po pakinggan naman natin yung kay Senate President Alan Cayetano.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Madam Senate President, dear colleagues. Let me start with a biblical principle. Kung anong ating itatanim, yan ang ating aanihin. Baliktarin po natin. Ito po ang ating inaani ngayon. So balikan natin ano ba ang ating tinanim. So allow me to put on record 3 topics. First, ano ba ang karapatan at responsibilidad ng bawat senador? Number 2, when we talk about the dignity ng Senate at yung kasagsagan, kailan ba nag-umpisa yon? And pangatlo, na tingin kong pinaka-importante, ano ba priorities natin and how do we move forward? So doon muna tayo sa ano ba ang karapatan at responsibilidad ng bawat senador. Gusto ko pong sabihin sa sarili ko at sa bawat membro ng Senado na hawak mo yung beat. Mga senador, hawak natin ang beat. Ano po ibig sabihin? Hawak natin ang mic, lalo sa mga panahon na to. Kahit sino po sa atin ang magsalita ay news sa panahon na ito. So kung pipiliin natin ay pag-usapan ay edukasyon, katulad ng sinabi ni Senator Bam sa kanyang vlog, yun po ay mapupunta sa record. Kung pag-uusapan natin agricultural smuggling, problema sa taniman ngayon, problema sa fertilizer, pag pinag-usapan po natin yung 7% inflation, pag-usapan natin ilan araw pa ba meron tayong gasolina. At yung po ba ay katulad ng the last 60 days na dagdag ng dagdag o panipis na po ba ang supply worldwide. Pag pinag-usapan natin, fiscal space po natin at dolyar sa peso, hawak po natin ang beat eh. Tayo po ang pwedeng magdikta kung anong pag-uusapan. Pero tignan po natin yung interview since May 11. Dalawa lang naman eh. Paano palitan muli si Alan Cayetano? At pangalawa, bakit bumaksak ang dignidad ng ating Senado? Okay. I'm talking in general, ha?
Okay, comment muna tayo guys, comment. So yung pinaka-point po doon ni Senator Cayetano, yung hawak nila yung beat nilang mga senators, it means kung ano yung sabihin nila kahit ano, most likely kakainin daw ng media at i-cover talaga. Yun yung pinaka-point niya. In other words, or in simple terms, yung Senate po yung pinaka-hot topic talaga currently. And agree din ako dun sa sinabi niya na yung pinaka-balita palagi, yung laman palagi ay kung paano palitan si Senator Cayetano as Senate President. Because ito, personal experience ko po over the weekend and a couple of days prior to weekend, halos lahat po nakikita ko sa mainstream media about Senator Win Gatchalian, yung balita. Tapos nagkaroon pa doon, nakita ko rin yung Solid Block 11, yung name ng group ng minority. At palagi nga po si Senator Win yung ine-endorse sila. And it was covered heavily by the mainstream media talaga. So, dun mo makikita na kung ano talaga yung gusto sabihin ngayon ng senators, talagang kino-cover nga po ng media. So, yung minority, they were most likely making statements repeatedly din about Senator Gatchalian na in-endorse sila as the new Senate President. So, kaya kinain talaga ng media. So, yun yung point niya dito. Kung binago sana ng minority yung narrative nila, they changed it into a more productive topic rather than the change in Senate leadership, ay mag-iiba na sana yung course of the discussion at posible makatulong sa reputation currently ng Senate. Yun yung pinaka-point talaga dito ni Senator Cayetano. Okay, so tuloy po
Isa-isa
tayo.
po, may nagsasalita tungkol sa inflation. Kanina lang po, si Senator Raffy Tulfo ay sinabi nga niya na dapat yung mga importante sa ating bayan. Pero ito pong Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ang pinag-uusapan po yung 13-11. Pinag-uusapan fireworks. Pinag-uusapan papalitan. I'm at your service and I am at your disposal. Show me 13 hands or 13 signatures. I will even administer your oath if you want to. Ano po ang nasabi po last week? Bumaksak daw po ang Senado. And alam niyo po, kasundo ko si Senator Win. I wasn't joking. I was making him smile, but I would vote for him. Pero sabi niya kanina, ibalik ang dignidad ng Senado. Okay, I'll take it with good faith. Ang problema, Senator Win, yan ang narrative ng minority eh. Na simula nung Mayo 11, bumaksak. Sinabi ni Senator Ping, may I allow, and correct me Senator Ping kung mali. Sabi niyo yung biruan ngayon, mas mabango pa yung House kaso sa Senate at usually kasi mas mataas ang Senate. I will take exception to that. Why? Because the Pulse Asia, if I'm not mistaken, in December 2019, when I was Speaker and Senator Soto was Senate President, the Senate was 66% and the House was 66%. When I was Speaker, pareho lang po ang trust rating, ang performance rating ng House at saka ng Senado. Bumaksak po ang Senado nung nagsimula po yung flood control. Dahil po, ilan ang binanggit sa minority. Pero ilang beses po sinasabi ng minority, bakit ganon? Kapag ka minority, may insertion daw. Pagka majority, amendment. Una, napakaraming ghost, tapos konti na lang. Tapos si Senator Jinggoy, ganito daw in-insert. Tapos nung sinupina ng ombudsman, ang LBRMO, yung pong may hawak ng dokumento, wala naman pala. I won't go into that because I do respect the hard work that every single senator, may it be Senator Marcoleta, may it be Senator Erwin Tulfo, or our chairman, Senator Lacson. I respect the work. I disagree on many things, but I do not criticize. Did I say bumaksak dahil sa'yo? Wala po. Kasi hawak natin ang beat eh. Sasabihin niyo po, yes, but 24 tayo, yes. Pero kung 11 sa atin ang sinasabi, ang problema ay si Cayetano, palitan yan, at 13 naman tayo na nagsasabing con-as yan, at impeachment yan, etc. yan, edi 24 na tayo na yan ang pinapakinggan ng tao. Hindi inflation, hindi yung ekonomiya, hindi yung teenage pregnancy, hindi yung tumataas na bilang ng mga may AIDS, hindi yung problema sa PhilHealth, hindi po nakawalan ng flu vaccine ng ating DOH. Napakarami pong issue. Mr. President, bakit po ba na yung linggo ng May 11 ay naging napaka-masalimuot para sa atin? At yung po ay naging bullseye para sa marami. First of all, hindi po nanggaling sa bagong majority na kapag ka nag-take over etong majority na to, ay i-dismiss po ang impeachment. I-delay ang impeachment. Magiging partial ang impeachment. Kailan po niyo ako narinig na sinabi ko yung dating majority o minority ngayon? Pagka kayo ang majority, siguradong may impeach, siguradong guilty si Vice President Sara. Wala po. Kasi nirerespeto ko politika nyo. Pero once na mag-oath kayo, naniniwala ko, impartial na kayo. Mahirap maniwala. Mahirap sa mga statements nyo tungkol sa Vice President. Mahirap maniwala na kayo'y magiging impartial. Di ko nilalahat. Ilan lang po sa inyo. But I recognize it's the same for us. Nahihirapan kayo maniwala na yung ilan sa amin na malapit sa Vice President, ako personally, malapit ako sa dating Pangulo, hindi po ako malapit sa Vice President. Pero kung ako'y maniniwala na kayo'y pwedeng maging impartial, why can't you give us the benefit of the doubt that we can also be impartial? Even Senator Padilla, who's very close to the Vice President, na ang dami ng statement, sabi niya, kaya nga nagsasalita bago mag-oath kasi once na mag-oath, susundin niya yun. Ako po'y Kristiyano, siya po'y Muslim. Pero pareho kaming naniniwala, brother, di ba? Na once nag-oath ka, kasalanan sa Diyos ang wag sundin yung oath. So, Madam President, it's a two-way street. What's the difference? The difference is the minority keeps speaking outside the session hall na hindi natin basta't masagot. Senator Amy is speaking in the session hall na lahat sila ay pwedeng tumayo. Number 2, outside the session hall, walang out of order. Dito po meron. I'll go to that later kasi meron naman po tayong rules at may way forward tayo. But the
Okay, comment lang muna tayo guys. Maganda yung point dito ni Senator Cayetano na mas maganda sa plenary dinidiscuss yung mga statements na ganyan, may it be, although it may be viewed as unparliamentary ng ilan, kasi at least pag nandito po sa plenary, ay pwede mag-speak out, mag-confront yung mga affected senators. Unlike pag sa media kasi, you are at the mercy of the media kung whether or not kukunin din yung panig mo. Kung hindi kinuha yung panig mo, edi yung narrative ngayon ay yung isang side lang, yung mabobroadcast heavily. So maganda rin yun yung point niya dito na at least kung sa mga ganitong issue ay sa plenary na nga lang para talagang magkaroon ng confrontation between them at magkaroon ng discussion ng iba-ibang legal and political positions.
first thing po, yung binansagan po ang majority na ang dahilan daw po ay yung impeachment. We've proven that wrong. In fact, I'll ask for another caucus tomorrow to finalize matters regarding the impeachment because on Thursday, may final meeting naman yung secretariat, yung magiging clerk of court, and we want to get your inputs. Secondly po, Senator Bato, he's a member of this establishment. He is entitled to go here and to vote. Bakit naging issue na pumunta dito para bumoto lang? The leadership of the Senate determines the direction of the Senate. The Senate is the last line of defense when it comes to democratic issues or issues that affect our democracy. That's been the history of the Senate, pre-martial law and after martial law. Kaya nga yun ang hinala, bakit inabolish ng martial law? Because the independence of the Senate is very important. Yung po ang ginamit sa akin ni Senator Coco then Senator Tito Soto, who I respect. During Duterte's time, sabi nila, we have to have an independent Senate. Wag si Alan kasi masyadong malapit. Well, I'm the first one now of 4 SPs since 2022 na hindi ko makiklaim na malapit sa presidente. Have any one of you given us the benefit of the doubt that we will have an independent Senate? Hindi ko na narinig yun eh. Panay si...
Okay, so comment lang tayo. So, actually yan yung isang tingin ko misconception din ng public kasi ang dating parang yung president ang nagdi-dictate kung sino magiging Senate president or magiging speaker. But in reality, if we actually look at the Constitution, independent po yan, di ba? Yung legislative is a separate government branch. Kaya nga Article 6 yan siya. Tapos Article 7 yung executive. Tapos kung titingnan nyo rin po yung provision sa Senate, nakalagay dyan, the senators will elect a president among the majority members ng Senate, of all members ng Senate. So, yan po yan. Dapat may sarili talagang isip yung Senate of the Philippines at yung House of Representatives. Pero alam ko naman siguro na yung iilan sa atin ay may mga nasasabi otherwise na mukhang controlled or yung tinatawag na rubber stamp lang yung Congress talaga. In reality daw yung nangyayari. Yan yung mga criticism against the Senate and the HOR. Pero theoretically, dapat po talaga may sariling isip yan kasi it's part of the checks and balance and separation of powers po yan under the Constitution po natin. Okay, so anyway, tuloy po tayo.
Sinong malapit sa Malacanang? O yan, walang gagawin niya kundi lalabanan ng Malacanang. Eto ganyan. Yan ang usap-usapan. That's the not so secret. Why can't we bind together minority majority and be an independent Senate? Not to confront the executive, to collaborate, but also as checks and balances. Last point po before I go to a way forward. Ba't ba nag-umpisa to at ba't ba nangyari yung May 13? Can you show the video kung anong ginawa sa ating empleyado? Madam President, can I have permission? This is a very short video. It's of public record. I just like, and I want to honor Senator Mix kasi siya tumayo. At sinabi yung ginawa kay Terence Lim ay hindi tama. But I didn't know na ganito pala ang problema. Wag na yung buong video ng buong pangyayari ng May 11. Yun lang pong ginawa kay Terence Lim. Before that, baksak na siya dyan eh. Before that. Yung palabas pa lang, palabas pa lang. Madam Chair, may I ask, kahit na naghalo yung video, but yung yung palabas pa lang, okay, can you I will say what it is, but can you show the video yung from the start, yung nanggagaling sa loob? Okay, so what happened is that we ordered, arrested, because they're held in contempt, yung mga NBI agents who nakipaghabulan kay Senator Bato. When they were leaving the building, nagtutulakan, kinuha ng mga taga-NBI at ginulpe si Terence Lim.
Just to clarify so that everyone knows, Terence Lim is Senate
is Senate Osaa, our employee.
Yes.
At yung isang taga-Osaa naman ay hinarangan at tinabayhan ng isang taga-NBI. Nung gulpi at dapa na siya, lalo pang ginulpe, ayaw siyang palapitan sa medical. At nung siya'y binuhat, dinadala siya at pinusasan at dadalin siya sa sasakyan ng NBI para dalhin sa NBI. Okay? That's inside our premises. Have I heard anyone say that the dignity of the Senate is at stake here because the NBI ay nanggulpe sa loob ng ating premises, ayaw sumunod sa order ng Senate President at tinatakot pa ang ibang Osaa at isasakay sa kotse at dadalhin sa NBI? Isa lang po sa minority ang narinig ko po. Si Mig Subiri, former Senate President. Did you ever hear me say anything about that? No. Because we're all waiting for the independent investigation. Do you have the video para kitang-kita? Guys, kanina
Comment lang muna ako guys. So this is just a reminder na hindi dapat ganun yung ginawa ng NBI because we have to remember na yun nga, separation of powers, diba? Tapos independent body yung Senate. Hindi to siya under lang ng executive na parang department, bureau, parang NBI or a GOCC, a government-owned controlled corporation. Kundi the Senate of the Philippines is a different branch po yan under ng legislative. Hindi po yan inuutos-utusan lang ng presidente. Dapat may sarili talaga silang isip. Therefore, yung mga ganong bagay, hindi rin po dapat ganon na basta-basta lang mag-interfere or kukuha yung NBI which is under the executive ng mga personnel ng Senate Osaa. So doon yung inexplain po ni Senate President ay sinight in contempt yung ilang NBI official. So therefore, dapat i-detain nila yung NBI. Pero nung nag-attempt silang i-detain, yun yung nangyari ngayon dun sa isang Osaa. So hindi po dapat ganun yun kasi at the end of the day, the Osaa was simply implementing the contempt powers po na meron yung Senate. Diba? Pero ang nangyari, nabaliktad patuloy yung Osaa yung biglang nabugbog at mukhang i-detain na supposedly or yes, i-detain supposedly nung NBI. Pero ang alam ko hindi po yun natuloy, na-recover naman po nila yung si Terence Lim. So anyway po, tuloy tayo.
Excuse me, Madam President.
We have the video.
Can you show the whole video?
Pakita?
Kahit yung
Yes.
yung palabas pa lang, kahit na sabihin yung hindi kitang-kita siya doon.
Mula sa simula, please, yung video.
Yung palabas pa lang sila Terence doon sa harap.
Who's in charge of the video? Oh. Yes, may we request
While they're preparing it, Madam Chair,
technical to show the video
this is
from the
what will
start.
set the tone of why our Osaa was on high alert on Tuesday and Wednesday. And that is why they're wearing vests and that is why they had to have weapons. Because the NBI was treating the Senate like a palengke. Oh, ayan, is that it?
The person in white on the ground is Terence Lim, Osaa,
And all
of
those
Senate
who are
Security.
holding them back are NBI. Yung NBI pa ang pumipigil. Ang pulis nakatingin lang. Yeah, continue the video.
So i-reiterate ko lang guys para mas maintindihan nyo po talaga. Kung ganito kasi na ginagawa yung ng executive nag-overstep sa legislative premises sa Senate to be specific, hindi natin alam baka biglang executive kung ano-ano na yung gawin, di ba? Na overstepping din. Kasi kung ako po tatanungin, this is actually overstepping na or overreaching on the part of the executive. Kasi according to Senator Cayetano, yun nga, ini-implement lang nila yung contempt order. Tapos we have to remember, di ba, meron ding revised penal code provisions na bawal pigilan from attending a Senate, from attending a Senate session or from voting yung isang senator. So dito nagmula lahat yun nung allegedly inattempt or yung hinabol po si Senator Bato nung NBI officers.
To the NBI. Mag-inhibit sila, tapusin natin ng buong buo yung investigasyon. para makita natin kahit yung yung CCTV muna. But the point is, Madam Chair, paglabas pa lang dinukot siya, ginulpe, ayaw palapitan sa medical. Isipin niyo po sa loob ng sarili nating remember, Madam President, this is not a department. We're not the DOJ, the DOLE, DSWD. We are a branch of government. The Constitution says we are a co-equal branch. Ang USAA ba pwedeng manggulpe sa loob ng Malacanang? Ang USAA ba pwedeng manggulpe sa loob ng Supreme Court? Pero ba narinig ko yung dignity natin, yung ating dignity ay giniba dahil sa NBI? Wala po eh. Si Alan Cayetano pa rin ang pinagbibintangan nyo. Bakit ako ba nang gulpi dyan? Hindi po ako ang pumayag. If you see the video, more than 20 agents of the NBI were allowed in on May 11. And we already napagtagpi-tagpi. The OSAA then and the SecGen were meeting. They even inspected the helipad and all parts kung saan pwesto yung mga NBI. So again, at this point, I'm not making a conclusion. At this point, I'm not pointing fingers. So let me move to the last point. Moving on. Moving forward.
Big revelation yun, yung sinabi ni Senator Cayetano doon na nag-meeting na pala yung OSAA, SecGen, or yung Senate Secretary, then the NBI, pati helipad, pin-repair pa daw. So yung question dyan, kung wala ba talagang alam yung former SP doon, kasi it appears, according to Senator Cayetano, yung OSAA, SecGen ay nagkaroon ng very heavy discussions on possibly how to transport, di ba? Kung naaresto nga talaga si Senator Bato, kasi even the helipad pinag-usapan na nila. So that's a very interesting revelation po from SP Cayetano.
Forward. Do you have the video ba? Pinakita nyo na kanina yung CCTV. Yan, palabas pa lang. Yan.
Binubugbog si Terence Lim na OSAA Senate employee.
Binubugbog ng NBI sa loob ng Senate premises. At nung binugbog na, ayaw pandalin sa medical. Ayan, nakatayo na. Footage ng GMA yan. May footage din na. Dinadala sa kotse ng NBI. Pwede ba yung OSAA na kunin ang taga-PSG at isakay ng sasakyan ng Senate at kunin sa Malacanang? Pwede ba yung OSAA pumasok ng Supreme Court at kunin yung isang security ng Supreme Court at isakay?
So, just to be fair, sagutin ko yung question ni Senator Cayetano. Pwede mag-warrantless arrest, mag-citizen's arrest kung, of course, may nakikitang crime being committed in his or her presence. So, pwede in that sense. Pero tingin ko naman dito, wala namang any crime committed si Terence dito, Terence Lim of the OSAA. Diba? So, going back lang to the question, kung let's say sa Malacanang premises, may pumuntang OSAA, tas may nakitang nagko-commit ng crime, yun pwede yun hulihin. Assuming yung PSG ay may ginagawang kriminal. So, pwede mag-warrantless arrest. Pero the mere fact na kunin lang ay hindi pwede yun. So, dito dapat titingnan din ano ba yung reason bakit nagkaroon ng commotion. Currently lang ang klaro based on the discussion ni Senator Cayetano ay tinatry iserve yung contempt order sa mga NBI officials or sa NBI agents na nandito, tapos doon nag-refuse yung NBI at nagkaroon na ng commotion between the OSAA and NBI. So yun pa lang po, pero yung important talaga dito ay makita natin yung actual findings from all parties para mas maging klaro. So yan po, anyway tuloy tayo.
Yan, pinusasan, isasakay sa sasakyan ng NBI. Yan, tingnan nyo sa kaliwa, yung mga taga-NBI, pinipigilan yung ibang OSAA na tulungan si Terence.
Pinagtulungan ang isang Senate Security OSAA Terence Lim ng mga taong allegedly, I'm not sure who they are, within Senate premises na nambugbog. Yung punot dulo nito ay hindi tayo sigurado kung ano ang kanilang gustong gawin.
Madam President, I am 1,000% sure, 10 times over 100% sure that hindi to inauthorize ni Senate President Soto. In fact, when this happened, ako na ang Senate President. So I'm also 1,000% sure na hindi ko to inauthorize. And if you look at our rules and the Constitution, we have jurisdiction over our premises. So, dun sa nagsasabing hindi natake ang Senado, sige, nagpipigil na nga ako, hindi na nga ako nagsasalita eh. Pero nakita nyo nangyari yan. So, ano yung context ng CONAS? I don't take it against Senator Soto, Senator Lacson, Senator Bamakino, Senator Kiko. They were not senators from 2022 to 2025. When Senator Mig Subiri and the rest of the group had to deal with the PI issue. Okay, that's in the past. So moving na. Okay. So I think lahat naman po tayo na ilabas na natin ang ating mga opinion. And I'm not stopping anyone from talking. It's a holiday on Wednesday. It's a day that Muslim Filipinos will be celebrating. Dapat makiisa po tayo sa paniniwala ng bawat isa out of respect, not sa same paniniwala. And I'm not suggesting we stop talking about politics. I'm suggesting number one, na pagbigyan ako ni Senator Amy na i-withdraw instead of ipa-strike off. Bakit po? Nakalagay kasi sa rules natin, any statement, and I paraphrasing, no, that offends a senator or the institution. No, so theoretically, may sabihin lang sa aking kaibigan Senator Migs, even if it's correct o hindi. It's the reason for this rule. What rule is that? That's yeah. No senator under any circumstance shall use offensive or improper language against another senator or against any public institution. This has happened many, many times in this August hall. This has happened. We offended each other. But why do we have this rule? Because we're collegial eh. The reality is we have to go home tonight, upset at each other, but we have to go back tomorrow and work. Yun yung spirit ng sinabi ni Senator Pia na nangamusta ba? Because siguro, sa lahat sa atin, bukod sa hindi siya mapolitika, she genuinely treats everyone here as her friend. So when something traumatic happens, many of our kababayans don't know that while myself, Senator Mark, were in my room, Senator Loren, Senator Camille, and Senator Pia, once the security find out na barilan na, rushed into my room, turned off the light, then pushed them into a smaller room, yung banyo. Diba? So it's traumatic. You may criticize what she said, how she said it, etc. But akala ko ba all feelings are valid? Bakit pag na-trauma yung nasa majority ngayon, mali. Pero pag na-trauma yung minority, okay lang. Diba? I'm talking in general. Whether you talk about green, yellow, pink. So, labas na ako dyan. Hindi naman ako Senate President ng buong bansa in the sense that I'm not elected like the Vice President and the President. I'm Senate President, but I am the servant leader of the 24 senators, including Senator Bato. I'm here at your service. Kung papayagan ako ni Senator Amy, then I'll ask her to withdraw. Number two, kung papayagan ako ng minority, tomorrow let's talk about the impeachment, but let's also talk about what are your priorities. What are our priorities? Let's use the last few session days. You want to talk about changing the Senate President? I won't take.
Okay, so I think yan naman na yung pinaka-point talaga ni Senator Cayetano. So pinakita lang niya yung video dito na nangyari sa OSAA para mas maintindihan talaga ng lahat ng members ng Senate kung ano ba yung cause of commotion at yung mga possible reasons bakit bumababa yung reputation or yung trust rating sa Senate ngayon. It's not simply because about him daw, but because of the actions also ng executive in relation dun sa nangyari sa kay Senator Bato hanggang eventually yung nagkaroon na nga nung shootout yung Senate under attack na issue. And then yung next po ay dapat magtulungan sila being a collegial body, tapos they should always work for the benefit of the Filipino people. At that na tigilan na rin nila yung bangayan between them internally para makamove on na sila sa mga kanya-kanyang priorities. Kasi yun nga, di ba, yung hawak nila yung beat. Kung ano sabihin nila, talagang kino-consume at most likely i-cover ng media. So, sana maka-move on na sila dun sa change in leadership na issues pa. So, yan lang naman po. At the end of the day, we have to remember the Senate nga po is an independent branch of government po yan. It is a separate from the executive, hindi po yan under. So kung sa akin lang po, mas maganda na yung namumuno talaga sa Senate ay may sariling isip, may sariling independence from the directives ng Malacanang. Kasi pag inuutusan lang po, naging rubber stamp yung congressional body natin, yung legislative body, ay mahirap at delikado po yan because it defeats the very spirit and principle po na checks and balances. Okay, so in other words, mawawalan po ng balance and it can be subjected to abuse by the executive. Yan po ang pinaka-simple way to explain it. Okay, so yan lang po ang masasabi ko as to this issue. Hopefully, klaro po yan. If you like more legal videos and current events, subscribe lang po kayo sa channel ko. And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!